Happy birthday to you. It's Matthew's birthday. I don't know if you can tell.
Hence the hat. I don't actually know what it says. I haven't seen it. It's just been presented to me as the birthday hat that I must wear.
Do you want to know what it says on the back?
Yes.
I love Dick.
Actually?
Yeah.
Is that a legit thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely am not sure if you're lying to me. Welcome to Engines and Unfinished Business. On this episode, we finally got the gearbox out. No, we didn't. That was last episode.
I didn't do anything. I wasn't here this entire time.
That is true.
Until today.
Yes, yes. This is another all-me one, sadly, but I think it's a little bit more entertaining than the last all-me episode. I think. Well, we'll let you be the judge of that. So here we have Misty's engine out for all the world to see. Next job is to split the engine and gearbox, and then we can get inside the gearbox and see what, if anything, is wrong with it. There's a few little earth cables and sensors and I think a coolant line that I need to disconnect first. Don't know how well you can see, but I've noticed a crack on the starter housing there. Hopefully that wasn't from me wailing on it with a hammer.
We noticed while editing that the starter housing was already cracked before I hit it, so that's good.
So that should now be everything out of the way, ready to start unbolting the gearbox. Time to crack open this gearbox and see what we can find. Somewhat conveniently, this end cap here houses fifth gear. Just going to whip that off and take a peek inside. So we've got all the bolts off. Just going to give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. Might take a bit more persuasion than that. So like most things on cars of this vintage, this little top compartment really does not want to come free. I tried a bunch of things and eventually a homemade tool was called for. I present you with the old razor blade in a block of wood. And so far it is starting to get in there, so I'm going to keep working on that and hopefully that'll free it up. Yes. Time to let the stank out. Oh my god, that was far too difficult. And we're in like sin. Now this is where the Toyota service manual gets a little bit confusing because it says engage the gear double meshing and then remove the lock nut and then disengage the gear double meshing. It doesn't actually say what double meshing is. I'm guessing you somehow engage two gears at once and then the shaft won't be able to spin and that allows you to remove the lock nut. Conveniently we don't have to worry because this wasn't done up. Probably not good. So that means we should now pretty easily be able to remove the whole fifth gear assembly. So now I've got to remove this snap ring. Service manual says tap it out with 2 screwdrivers. I'm going to stick something magnetic here because these things have a habit of flying off and never find it again. Hopefully the base of that torch will be able to catch it if it flies. The magnet did nothing! So next up we use 3 of the casing bolts in these convenient holes to draw out this shaft. I think what Gear said, I don't know, draws something out. We'll see what happens. Right, service manual's a little hazy on the details, but I think first I need to remove this shift fork, if that's even what it's called. I believe so. Okay. There we go. Right. What the fuck is all this? I am in way over my head. So I was quite surprised to find that when I used this to draw this out with the bolts, it left some pretty deep marks on the synchro rings, which I feel like shouldn't have happened. And then on closer inspection, I found that the bolts have actually completely lost all their threads and been destroyed in here. And it turns out the instructions I have, although they're the official Toyota ones and say they're for a 93, the gearbox instructions are only a 91 or 92. And they changed the internals for the 93 and onwards. So basically, don't do what we did, use some kind of puller in there instead. So this is what we're left with. I suppose that one can come out now as well. So this is our output shaft, and man is that thing mangled. So it looks like we were right to take the gearbox out. That thing is fucked. Anyone who knows more about this than us, please tell us, you know, anything you can about that. What would cause it? Would the symptoms be as we've described? I think we need a new gearbox though. And then over here is everything we've taken out. So this was the one I just took off. I think it's the output shaft. Let's see if we can look at what the splines are like in there. Yeah, the splines in there are looking pretty fucked as well. So I'm guessing that's the issue really, and I wonder if it was to do with the fact that this lock bolt wasn't tightened up properly. Over here, see, this is my understanding, this is where somewhere in here is a synchro mesh, so I guess that would make me 100% wrong on my initial diagnosis. So I've been playing around with this a bit more. This is our 5th gear on the input shaft, I think. This here is our synchro ring because that's spinning loosely. And then as you push it down, it becomes a friction fit on there, which will then spin it up to speed, and it doesn't look at all chowdered or fucked, and it seems to get that friction quite nicely. Just wanted to demonstrate a bit more about this, the mangled spline. So here is the one that we had to use these 3 bolts to take it off, and when it's engaged on the splines, there is absolutely no slop. That's beautiful. Here's the 5th gear output shaft. That is a huge amount of slop there. Yeah, that cannot be healthy. So I was giving it some more thought, and even though the output shaft splines being fucked is obviously not good, I couldn't see any way that would cause the symptoms we were having. I was reading up on RAV4s from the same time period had this problem with the 5th gear popping out when you came off the accelerator, and the cause is actually these teeth here getting worn out, and looking at them they do look pretty worn. And you can, if it'll focus, see in there, the teeth do seem to have been worn down quite a bit. Maybe the ruined splines are a symptom of that, or maybe they caused this, but I think these worn teeth here are what actually causes the gear to jump out. So, diagnosis, fucked gearbox. Solution, new gearbox.
Hello.
You alright, monkey?
He wants your hat.
Those of you that follow us on Instagram will have seen we've bought our next project, but we haven't revealed what it is yet. But you have the clues. It is mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, two-seater, and not another MR2. So feel free to leave your guesses in the comments, and our next video will be revealing it.
I have a guess.
Okay.
Is it a two-hump camel?
I feel like that'd only be a one-seater because you'd sit in between the humps.
No, but you sit like either side, don't you?
Are they rear-wheel drive?
I don't know.
The cats definitely are, because they oversteer around
Is it
corners.
a cat? Is it a lion?
That would be awesome, and that would work. Are they mid-engined?
I don't know.
Don't know either. Well, you'll find out at some point. I'm going to pick it up in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I will apologise for audio on previous episodes. It turns out my microphone hadn't actually been working, which is why it kept sounding like shit. It had been recording through the phone microphone in my pocket. So hopefully we think we got it working this time, but we don't know for sure.
Mine's always fine.
Well, that's why it tends to be, we end up just not using mine and hoping that my voice picks up on your microphone. So yeah, next video, new project, but we're obviously going to be still focusing most of our time and effort on Misty, and hopefully with Sophie back in the workshop with me, because it's always a lot more fun that way. Thanks for watching. Happy birthday to me.
We're going to go for a very English carvery.
We are. It'll be just delightful.
With Yorkshire puddings. Because people don't really know what they are unless they're from the England.
Is that true? Do Americans not have Yorkshire puddings?
I don't know.
Wow, you're
Well,
really...
they don't have like...
That's true. Well, if you don't, look up what a Yorkshire pudding is and then go and eat one with lots of gravy and roast stuff, and then...
Or you can put jam in it.
And then you'll thank us. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
we've rambled on a lot, so see you later.
Bye. That wasn't funny.
No, we'll cut that out. No one will ever know. Maintain the illusion that I'm funny. No one must know the truth.